you got to find what you love. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, don't settle. Keep looking at it. You know who said this? Who gave this advice? It's not me, definitely. It was from Steve Jobs in his address to Stanford graduates in 2005. He gave a speech about his life and drew out the lessons from his life. Actually, the main thing which stand out was in his speech was to follow your passion, follow your dreams. Even Stanford News Service reported that Steve Jobs urged the graduates to follow your passion, pursue your dreams. Though it is not just this advice doesn't come from Steve Jobs himself for the first time. We have seen this advice in various covers of magazines, thousands of covers, books. So it has become a subject. And we have seen this coming from teachers. We have seen this advice coming from various authors, speakers. So this advice assumes that we all have pre-existing passion waiting to be discovered. Okay? So if we are courageous, we are going to discover the passion, the calling, and we are going to make a livelihood out of it, and you would be happy. It's become a fairy tale. Everything is well and good. But if you are not courageous, what happens? You might fail. You might take up a job which you may not enjoy it, which you fail miserably. You keep worrying about it, actually not giving 100% to your job. So it might be a advice, which is good for a small group of people like Delvin, who had a passion about computers from the beginning of his life, and he eventually became a software engineer, and he started coding whatever he dreamed of. For some people, they have clear passion. They want to become a doctor, a musician, or a writer, and they cannot imagine anything else what to do. But for many of us, like me, who didn't choose my career because I had a passion about computers, I didn't even know computers were existing till age of 21 unless when I went into engineering. Or if my parents choose my career, all our parents what they do, right? They would like us to be settled in either become a doctor or an engineer. If there's no other choice, do MBA. So we haven't got a chance to find out our true calling and get into a job which we would love to do. But we still end up doing what we do every day. But do you really think that people are going to fail miserably because they started working on things which they didn't like to do earlier? They were not passionate about it? Or do you think people who are successful, they have an inborn passion to what they are destined to do, that's why they are successful? Let's go deeper into the follow your passion, the statements, the feel-good statements. And if you look at the passionate people, people who are excelled in this career, who are passionate, how did they start the journey? Did they really get into a job which they were really loved to do? So when we try to explore this, when we try to understand the science behind the work-life happiness, we will find the issue becomes more complicated actually. The follow passion advice fails miserably. So do you think Steve Jobs had a real passion about technology and entrepreneurship before he started Apple? And a couple of years before he started his own venture, he was enrolled into a college. He took up a study to study the Western history and dance. What is the connect between the Western history and dance to technology and entrepreneurship? He dropped out of the college. He took a night job, and then he got interest in the spirituality. he left the job, night job, and he came to India to a spiritual journey. Then he went back and joined the Zen Center to learn more about the spirituality. And in 1974, it happened that Steve Wozniak was working with Alex to build some chips, and he engaged Jobs to do a business for him. But again, Jobs, after a couple of months, left the job and he went into a Zen Center to practice spirituality. So if you look at the traits of Jobs before he started Apple, can you guess that did he had any passion for entrepreneurship or a businessman before he started Apple venture? Not really, right? So I'll give one more example. She's a baker. She was very passionate about baking, and she took up she floated her own venture to bakery, and she started growing the business actually. As times passed by, she grew the business very well, but eventually she had to concentrate more on the mundane work of maintaining the daily business, but she lost interest and passion of baking, which resulted in she losing her interest in baking, and she was not passionate about doing a regular business. She was losing her interest in doing her daily work also. Ultimately she lost the business. The key point I'm trying to make over here is that we may not find always what we love to do. We might be dreaming something in the beginning, but we might end up doing something. But when you end up doing something, give 100% to that actually. Be passionate about what you do. Love what you do. Don't think back that, don't have a second thought in your mind that since you didn't you're not doing something what you are allowed to do, you're going to feel miserable. Don't go into that mode actually. If Steve Jobs had gone into that mode actually, he would not have created Apple. It would not have become history actually. Though he had his initial interest was on spirituality, once he floated the company, he started interest in in technology, entrepreneurship. He built so many products, which have become a history in itself. So what we have to learn is love what you do. Put 100% what you are doing.